Alright everybody, it's time for some Zelda content on this speedrun marathon for SpeedCon. We are collecting money for Save the Children, and yeah, my name is G3neziz and I'm going to show you Majora's Mask in the category All Songs SRM. What that entails, well, I have lots of time to explain while we are at it, but before we actually start, let me explain what kind of a file we are using. We are not starting from the beginning of the game with the first cycle stuff. We are actually on a race file that has already beaten the first cycle of the game, so we actually already have the Ocarina of Time and Deku Mask, and we got some rupees in the bank. And of course, since we have Deku Mask and Ocarina of Time, we already have 2 of the 10 songs, Song of Time and Song of Healing. So the goal is to get the remaining 8 songs from the original source, and yeah. Let's get going in 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, good luck.
Thank you, I will definitely need that. Okay, we are starting off in South Clocktown and we are going to hit this owl statue. This is really important because there may be some glitching involved later on. And yeah, the SRM in the category name stands for Stale Reference Manipulation, which is a very powerful memory glitch that has been found at the end of 2019, I think. And with that we can do some interesting stuff to speed up like everything. But more on that in a bit when we're actually doing that. First we need some explosives. Yeah, with our bomb bag we now have 20 bombs, and that should be more than enough for the remainder of the run. So no bomb RNG, at least in this category, yay. Okay, we are leaving Clocktown already because our next goal is to get into the observatory. Observatory is quite interesting because it's split into 2 different parts, the observatory part and the hideout part. And between those 2 rooms there is a transition trigger. And that trigger loads and unloads assets of the rooms that it needs or doesn't need. And what I'm doing now is called a hyper extended super slide. That's the fastest movement option you have without being Goron. And I got the insta clip through the fence. Interesting, nice. I usually don't get that. But yeah, now we're here. And that might seem a little random, but I'm destroying stuff, I'm dropping bombs, I'm going through that transition trigger, destroying pots again, and all of that is to rearrange how stuff is loaded in memory. So we can actually rearrange stuff so we can take advantage of that. Now I wanna stand like here and super slide off of this pot. And when I do that, I pick it up and now have nothing in my hands. And that nothing is called the stale reference because we are actually picking up the pot, but that's being unloaded while we transition through this trigger, and I don't trust that. And therefore it is now nothing. This looks correct. Alright, and depending on what angle Link has, and when the invisible thing is being dropped, that thing has the same exact angle data and position data as Link to visualize where the pot is and stuff. And we can drop that pot, and that angle is then locked into memory. And we can make use of that. Okay, I'm bombing this wall for another trick called Time Stop. That was the correct frame already. And what I did with all that is I changed how this chest works. Usually you get a silver rupee and can open it only once. With time stop I can open it as many times as I want. Oopsie, that's incorrect. But I want different contents, obviously. So depending on the angle Link has when colliding with something, the contents of the chest change. So I now got fire arrows and the quiver. This is the Great Fairy Sword. And I will get a bunch of stuff, but no songs, since I need to get all the songs from their original source. So remembering the visual cues for all the angles is what you need to do in order to learn all of that. But it's actually not that hard, so even I can do it. Okay, one more. Okay, that should be the Moon's Tear, and I got a Zora egg. Now I actually want part of a song for the Goron lullaby. You first learn the lullaby intro from that old Goron dude, but that's kind of slow, so we get the intro to then later get the full song from source. And to be able to get that, I need Goron Mask, otherwise that song wouldn't be working. Okay, that's Goron Mask. And yeah, this part is rather boring, so if you have something to read or say, Mr. Host, go ahead.
Oh, I do indeed. First of all, I have a $34 donation here from Blood Dive. Or, sorry, not from Blood Dive, from Derp Dive. $34 with the comment, derps over derps over derps. Here it is. Thank you very much for that donation. And let me just look up something in here. Because, yes, indeed. Now, you've got this beautiful little incentive here to fight the final Majora. Currently, we are $64 out of $100 in for that. So, we'll need another $36 until the end of this run. So, please make sure to get your donations in for that if you want to see that. If you want to see Genesis suffer. Because I think we all want that, right?
Yes, I want that. Of course, obviously. I want to suffer. And maybe, if we get to fight the final boss, we get a very funny soft lock. Because the incentive says to fight the boss, not to beat it. Alright, I tried to get another optional item, but I failed twice. So I will not get that. So that's maybe a bad thing. Usually it's fine. In case something stupid happens, which actually can happen, because dealing with memory glitches is tricky sometimes. Nice bonk. Alright, we need to get rid of that balloon, since we want to go back to the observatory part. And that balloon needs to be gone. Otherwise it would be still loaded in memory and would mess up everything else. So what I'm doing now is get into a very, very precise position, which actually is unit perfect, and therefore shoutouts to Turkenheimer for finding all these amazing setups, which seem rather random. Like I'm slashing the wall, doing jump attacks randomly, but every step I do is important to get the correct position I need. Why is the position important? When I get a night transition, this position will be stored in memory. I can't buffer today. And everything that's in memory can be abused with SRM. If you set up everything correctly at least. This... Oh, I actually made a mistake. I am missing an item. A very important one. Without that I can't go on. The balloon is gone. I need to reload the room. That's like a 5-minute time loss, but that's calculated into my estimate. The estimate is like 10 minutes over my PB, so that should be fine. I need Mirror Shield. I can't get the Elegy of Emptiness without Mirror Shield. I actually need to reflect the light onto Egos. So let's do this again. The balloon is still not there. This will not work. This never happened. Let me reset real quick. This is really bad. I need to repeat everything. That's really bad. I even have my notes open. Okay. We might...
Just want to give the people more time to donate.
Yes, exactly. I'm stalling for donations.
Exactly. That means we will need to get some donations in though, and that is where you come in, dear viewer. So please do make sure to get those donations in if you want to see Genesis fight Majora.
Yeah. Fighting Majora is interesting in this SRM context at least, because if I manage to die somehow, we get a soft lock and can't continue at all. But yeah, let's see whether I get there or not. But for now, I can explain stuff in more detail because we already saw what is going to happen. Yeah, we need bombs, obviously, to be able to super slide. A super slide is happening whenever Link is about to pick something up, but gets interrupted from a bomb or some other damage source. So since we can't get damaged otherwise in the observatory, we need bombs. Okay, this S here, you have to hold a very specific position on your control stick, the ESS position, which stands for I have no idea, I'm blank. It's a position that's slightly out of dead zone, and I hate that bomb chew. Screw you. Okay, so no hessing through the fence this time, but there's a neat little backup if I can get the angle correctly. Oh, Rekilled knows his stuff. Yeah, Rekilled ran Majora's Mask like a few years ago, before SRM was even found. And yeah, now we are back here. Still need to get all the items we just got. But this time, the balloon is still there, and it has to be there, otherwise the whole setup would not work. Which is slightly annoying, because it's a big time loss. But now I actually am under pressure, and I can perform even better while under pressure, if I can get inverted cam. I hate that trick. Yeah, that's the super slide. We are getting interrupted from picking up the pot. And now we need another angle. The angle is 1134 in hex. That's one frame too far. Yeah, in my practice run the other day, I also forgot the mirror shield. And I actually put up my notes for that, but it seems I can't read. Reading is hard. Alright, we are almost at the chest again. And while I do this, Mr. Host, what are we collecting money for?
Oh, I can tell you a lot about that. We are raising money for Save the Children. And Save the Children are active in over 100... give me a sec. They are active in more than over 100 countries over the world. That much I can tell you. And they have 3 global goals that they want to fulfill by 2030, which is that no child should die from preventable causes, that all children should have access to a quality basic education, and that no child should be a victim of violence. And did you know that $10 can already provide high nutrient peanut paste to a malnourished child for 10 days? So your donation can save a children's life. So yeah, keep those donations coming, please. It can help do so much good. And yeah, do you need me to talk more?
No, we just got the mirror shield, which I totally forgot a few minutes ago, but now I got it right after I got arrows and the quiver, so I can't forget. And yeah, these setups you see me do, they are angle perfect, of course, but they are really easy to spot. Link always turns a set amount of degree when doing ESS turns. ESS turns are turns you do for like a frame, and it turns you the exact same amount every time. So by doing those, you can know which angle Link has, basically. Okay, that should be the intro for Lullaby. Now it's time for Goron Mask. And after that I will get Zora Mask, one special item that might be endgame stuff. And I think that's it. Let me check. I got that, and that. Okay, I should be fine. Okay, let's get Fierce Deity's mask. Usually you need all the masks to get that right before the Majora fight. But that's kind of slow. Okay, let's check whether we got everything. I have this, I have that, we got the intro for the song, we have the mirror shield. Can I get this? One buffer to the left. Okay, and 4 ESS right. This looks correct. Okay, this should be a big Poe in a bottle. So we now have 2 bottles. And that's only for safety reasons. If you drink that, you get health. I should have equipped in this. Okay. Okay, we are now at that point where we had to reset earlier. Well, I actually, oops, was in the observatory part, but that's a minute from now, so we lost, like, I don't know, 5 minutes. Which is really bad, but if I don't mess up completely, we should still be fine for underestimate. And that's my goal for now, racing against the clock, which is a fitting theme for Majora's Mask speedruns, because we are actually running against the clock. It's 9 AM on the first day, in the game at least. Okay. Okay, nice boost from the balloon. As Goron, you can get crushed by that balloon, and that happened in some runs earlier this year for me. And that's kind of annoying. Come on, cheat turn. Okay, getting into the correct position again. With some interesting movement. I didn't find any of this. That's all on Turkenheimer, so shoutouts. This. And when we play Song of Double Time, we will make it night of the first day. And that night transition actually stores our position and angle data into memory. And that's only happening in the English version of the game, which we are playing right now. Okay, what all of that did, you will see in like 3 minutes. Hopefully. Okay, got that set up at least, which is kind of tricky sometimes. And we need another super slide. Okay, this should be fine. Now an angle setup was to drop the pot. There are multiple setups and we actually have a angle finder script, oops, that we can use to actually find setups for angle we need. And this one was the second fastest, I think, but it's way more consistent than the fastest one. Okay, let's equip this. And it did not crash, that's a good sign. If I had a wrong position or something, the game would have crashed now. But it did not, so that's not too bad. Okay, let's get over this fence. Oh no, we are hurt. Okay, I got a ferry, interesting. I need Ocarina. And I will do another time stop variant, this time from this Gossip Stone. And while we are doing this, we are in a cutscene state. And while we are in a cutscene state, other cutscenes can't play. And usually if you enter the swamp area here, there's a long 2-minute cutscene of Skull Kid meeting the both of the fairies. And we don't want to watch that, that's really slow. Alright, we should be set up to get our first actual song now, which will be Song of Soaring, the warp song basically. Okay, quick octo skip. And that was stupid. Okay, actually wanted to turn Goron. I need Deku Mask. This should be fine. Little up warp here to be able to get here a little quicker than usual. Wow, I can't dive into the flower. Interesting. Okay. And we are now learning song in a bit. Okay, but before that, I will actually go ahead and equip some stuff. We need fire arrows in a bit. And this one. Okay. First song we actually learn. So we are at 3 songs after this. Okay. 3 songs in, 7 to go. And from here on out, hopefully, if I didn't mess up, it's getting a little more interesting and slightly out of order. Okay. That was another position setup to let my Z coordinate be a specific value. And that value will be used to warp anywhere I want, basically. If I set it up correctly. And I did. Okay, we are now in the Ikana Palace, or castle, or whatever. And that's why I need Mirror Shield. So what did we do? With that SRM setup, I basically changed how the owl statue in South Clocktown works. Normally, if you play Song of Sauron and select an owl statue to warp to, you will be warped to that statue, which has a certain entrance value. And we changed that so we are warped to the entrance value matching the last byte of our Z coordinate. That's really technical, but basically if our position is good, we can warp anywhere we want. I wanna equip you. Don't hit me, you stupid skeleton. Okay. That's arrows. I wanted health. I don't like where you stand. Need to be able to do this. Okay. At least we didn't die. That's progress. If you die during this fight, you are soft locked. And that's a run ender, basically. And I would have continued with a practice version of the game that has save states, but luckily I don't need to. And yeah, this category is rather cutscene heavy, because we actually need to watch the cutscenes in order to get the songs, which is refreshing in a sense that you don't have to play 2 hours in a row without pause. But it's more so, yeah, it's annoying. Let's face it, it's annoying. You're playing, you're waiting, you're playing, you're waiting. But yeah, until we find a better way to do this, that's the way to go. Currently, I am the only one on the leaderboards for this, because nobody cares about SRM, other than me and Turkenheimer, I think. At least in the German community. I routed this category all by myself, with no help from anybody, except for the position setup I stole from Turk. Well, I didn't steal it, but I used it for my purposes. And yeah, it's... how do I say this? It's a great feeling to finally run something you routed yourself. And that's a first for me. I'm speedrunning for like 5 years now, but I never actually routed something. So yeah, GG me. If you want to learn this run, or Majora's Mask in general, I recommend the Majora's Mask speedrunning Discord. A rather welcoming bunch of people, really knowledgeable, and yeah. Give it a try if you are interested. We can do this with ISG, but I usually fail ISG a few times because I'm stupid, but I seem to fail this too. This is the glitchless way of doing this, with a bomb boost. Okay, making our way to the Sonata of Awakening, our first dungeon song. Oh boy, don't fall down, Link. Okay, we made it here. And the camera almost screwed me over. And camera is annoying, if you wanna say it in a more kid-friendly way. Sometimes the cam just behaves like it wants to. Not speedrunner friendly. Okay. So, how did we get here? After the Egos fight, I left to the sunblock because you can't play Ocarina songs in that room you fought Egos in. And the room after doesn't work either, so you have to go to the sunblock room. And from there I stood in a corner, did 3 slashes, and my position ended on the byte 3E, I think, in hexadecimal. And 3E is the entrance value for the Deku King's chamber we are now in. And I transformed into my Deku form, otherwise they would have thrown me out. And that's kind of rude and takes time and is annoying. So yeah, I will not have that. So Deku it is for this at least. And I think we're done with Deku for now. Let's leave this place. And now we are going to get the New Wave Bossa Nova. And if you're familiar with the game, you might know that we need to deposit 7 Zora eggs into the lab's tank. And I only have 1 egg. And I'm trying to get more eggs, but I fail. Okay, now we have our egg actually equipped over the Moon's Tear slot in memory. Not in memory, in inventory. That's called equip swapping. That's a double frame perfect trick. It sounds harder than it is. You get the timing feel eventually. Well, I seem to not get the timing a lot, but I have a few more chances to prove myself. Okay, let's count. 1. And miscounting would be really bad. Okay, that's a bottle. That's another bottle. I suck. Okay. It's really bad and slow. But we make it work. 2. 3. Yeah, doing all of Pirate's Fortress and the eel stuff, nah, that's kind of slow. Since we can do any glitch we want, except arbitrary code execution of course, but... 4. We can use equip swaps, which is used in a few speedruns, like any percent no major glitches. It is banned in all dungeons restricted. That should be 6, I think. Let's get 1 more, I don't care. Even if we have a leftover egg, it's not a big deal. Okay, I'm pretty sure this should be the last one. But I'm not too sure because I didn't count properly. Oops. Okay, we're done. Okay, we are learning the song. You can escape the cutscene while learning the song, but since I need to reset once or play Song of Time once for no for reason, but I have to do it eventually, so I opt to do it now, and that's because we are at night 1, so day 1 nighttime, so we can't get Epona song. Random players might know this, but you only can get Epona song during the day of, or during daytime of day 1. During the night of day 1, the aliens might be kidnapping some cows. And yeah, after that, Romani is not really in the mood of teaching you Epona song. And therefore I need to actually play Song of Time. Oopsie. But I am not allowed to actually press the reset button of my console now. So we have to watch the cutscene. That's really slow, but necessary. We actually need to watch this because if we reset our console with the reset button, all the memory stuff we just changed around gets reset as well. So we wouldn't be able to warp anywhere. And that's bad, because we really want to warp. Warping is fun and fast. I need this and I need that.
Hey Genesis, since now apparently looks like you have a little downtime, I want to ask you a question.
Oh boy.
Did you know that SpeedCon has a YouTube channel?
I did, actually.
Well, that is great, because on that YouTube channel, we're gonna be uploading all the runs of this marathon, including this very run. So in case you've missed any runs, then be sure to subscribe to that YouTube channel, and yeah, we will be uploading those videos shortly. So yeah, make sure to give that a make sure to subscribe to that so that you can watch those runs that you have missed. Very important after all.
Yeah, and you can watch me fail this SRM part at the beginning one more time.
Yeah, exactly. If that is what you want to.
And as often as you want.
Yeah.
You can
That's amazing.
even play it in 0.5 the velocity.
Or if you really want to, you could also play it in 1.5 the velocity.
Yeah, exactly. And you can make memes out of it, I guess.
Exactly.
Just take my pork face and do something with that. Oh no.
Yeah.
Now my least favorite part of that run. Shooting balloons. I am the worst at aiming with a bow on horseback. So bear with me. There are only a few people on this world that are worse than me. And they know who they are. No, not dropping any names. That's so embarrassing. Okay, sub 30, sub 40. Sub 30 would be great for my standards. Sub 40 is decent, at least. For me. Okay, we now got Epona song. And how many songs do we have now? 6? Let me count. We got Song of Time, Song of Healing. We got Song of Soaring, From there we got the Elegy of Emptiness, we got Sonata, we got New Wave, and this one. So this is song number 7. 3 more to go. And if you want to see me suffer during the Majora fight, you might want to donate to watch that.
Indeed, we're still missing $36 for that. But if everyone who is watching right now would be donating $2, we would get to those $36.
And you have like 10-ish more minutes. The cutoff time for that incentive is right when we get the last song. Or maybe when we warp to the last song or something.
Yeah. So $2 for everyone watching right now, and we'll get there. Come on, guys. I want to read some of your donations.
So while we have more cutscene stuff, let me explain how I actually went about routing this. I started at the rules of the category on speedrun.com and checked what I had to do, because I saw that it was not very crowded in that leaderboard. And yeah, I knew that I could do chain warping like this. Well, it's not actually chain warping, it's warping based on your current position. But I actually used that already in all dungeons SRM, so I was quite familiar with that. And I knew that certain movements move Link in a certain value of X, Y, and Z coordinate, depending on what movement action you take. Like a jump slash does something, a normal slash, a targeted slash, a slash with Great Fairy Sword is different and stuff. And then I brute forced everything. I warped to the most annoying song, which was Elegy of Emptiness, because dying there is really annoying. I don't wanna target you, thank you. Okay, let me get one more stick, just in case. And yeah, then I brute forced everything. After the Egos fight, I was experimenting a lot, where I can warp and where I can stand and what positions are consistent. And after that I figured out every other warp from there and timed which one would be faster. And now a fun jump. And I got it first try every time. It's really precise, but the YOLO jump seems good enough for me nowadays. When I first practiced that, I failed miserably. And if you fail this, you softlock. Whoa. Can you stop that? Iron Knuckles are a problem. They can one-shot you. So I'm taking my time. Since dying here would be exactly the same as voiding during that jump, you would end up back in South Clocktown. And yeah, from there it would be a hassle to go back normally, but I found a setup that takes 5 seconds and you're back here. So that's a nice backup, at least. And that was an accidental find. Okay, so this is the second to last song, Song of Storms. And as soon as we enter the area for the last song, which will be in a bit, we will cut off the incentive. So the 10 minutes was a lie. I overestimated how long that would take. Okay, Song of Storms done. The last song we don't have is Oath to Order. Usually it's a song you get after defeating the first dungeon, which can be any dungeon. What's the setup for this? This one. But we are now in this grave for Song of Storms, and from here I get a certain position, which ends on 69. Nice. And now we're in the Giant's Chamber to get the last song we need. And as soon as the text says you played Oath to Order, it's time. That will be after we actually played it. So you might want to cut off the incentive. I hope we got it, but I don't think so.
Unfortunately, we did not. Nope. We did not meet it.
Okay, let's make a compromise then. I will do some random stuff, warp, and either we crash or we end up somewhere, I don't know, somewhere random. Because I can't see my position, I don't know the layout of the map, and we don't have any visual cues. We will see that in a bit. But first, let us learn the last song, which is annoying to play, and I might fail it. Okay, I didn't fail it. Okay, time is coming up after the notes are done. In 3, 2, 1, time.
Alright, GG's.
Thank you. What time did I get? I think like a 40 or something?
45, 42.
Yikes. That's really bad. Yeah, slightly overestimate, but that happens if you forget one really important item. Mirror Shield is kinda important for this. So if we have like 1 minute still, I can warp to a random location or crash. And since we are already overestimate, it's your call.
I'm gonna say 1 minute should be fine.
Okay.
Unless tech screams at me now.
Yeah,
and says
no,
that
tech
was the wrong decision, but
yeah. Okay. You see no visual cues, we are somewhere, and I'm moving randomly now. Oh, I jumped somewhere. Okay, I don't know my position. Let's warp. Okay, let's see whether we crash or end up at an interesting position. I think if my math is correct, 2/3 of the available positions lead to a warp. I got the one that didn't work, so we crashed now. Okay, fun. Yeah, if you want to learn more about Majora's Mask, give the Majora's Mask Discord a try. And yeah, that's it for me for this marathon. Thank you for having me for both of my runs. And yeah, I had a blast, and we are still collecting money for Save the Children. The marathon is not over yet. We have 2 more runs, and both of them will be amazing. So, without further ado, it's time to say goodbye. Bye-bye.
Indeed. Yeah. Coming up next, we have Space. I can't talk. I still haven't learned how to talk. We have Space Croquette with the Messenger. So don't go anywhere. You do not want to miss this. We'll be right back.